And you're welcome to our final segment here for a Monday, the SME segment. Now, this week we have Vera Reignard, Queen of Ville de Vee. She started in June 2020 with the retail of perfumes before she diversified into making and selling of scented organic black soap, and also processing of shea butter, locally known as Ori in Yoruba or Okume in Igbo. She's here to tell us more about her endeavors and enterprise. You are welcome.
Thank you
First
so
off,
much.
I'm not going to tell them the discussion that preceded us here because there's some very interesting facts about you that I wish I could tell everybody out there, but I can't. But you're welcome, and thank you for bringing along your smile because we need it for 2022.
Thank you.
It's sun shining here all of a sudden.
Thank you.
Let's talk about you. First off, you started 2 years ago, and the business of scents.
Yes.
How big is that business in Nigeria? First off, let's start there.
It is big. It is big. Because people use fragrances a lot. People use fragrances a lot, and it's a gold mine.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
I won't lie to anybody.
I know.
There's a lot of money in it.
I know how much I spend on scents because I believe that it's also your first line of presentation. You want to smell good before you even engage in conversation. It has this calming effect. So I can imagine that people they expend so much.
Yeah.
But as someone who's endeavored in the business, what kind of capital did it involve you getting started?
Amazing. I started with 10,000 naira. Yeah.
Just?
I started with just 10,000 naira minus dispatch. So let's say 11,500.
Okay.
And I wish I brought my invoices.
Oh, really?
Yes. I know I have, from 10,000 naira, I have grown, I have spent over 1 million on
rolling back monies and everything. Well, that's beautiful. That's
Yes.
interesting. All from since 10,000 up until 1 million.
Yes.
And then this birthed, of course, your new endeavor, which is Ori, or is it shea butter? Now, you're smiling already because you're preempting me. What are these, what do you call them, legends we hear about the efficacy of shea butter? How effective is it?
It is very effective because it's a gold mine waiting to be explored in Nigeria.
Okay.
It is for everybody. It moisturizes your hair, it conditions your hair, it moisturizes your skin, it tones you. You're not allergic. Nobody is allergic to shea butter.
Okay.
People just say they don't like the smell. And so when I ventured into it, I said I needed to get shea butter that is original.
Okay.
That doesn't have that. It has its own fragrance, but it's not as harsh as the adulterated ones.
I do understand because I'll surprise you. That's what I use, actually.
And you see how you're shining.
I've got a little bottle of it on my table upstairs every single morning, and that's what I use. Nothing else. Apart from that, I use nothing else. I also had endeavored in my younger years in the export of shea butter outside of Nigeria. And I know the tedium that it involves. I'd like to know how those challenges have affected your business as well. I used to get it from Kwara State and transport all the way to Benin Republic.
Wow.
It was a lot of work and a lot of disappointments. But how have you managed all of this?
Okay, I get mine from Mina. That's Niger State. And Mina and Niger are the largest producing. For me, let me say something before I go into this. When I first took my shea butter to a supermarket, the woman said to me, she said, "You will sell this here." And I said, okay. And I carried my market and I went away. And the next day, I'm not exaggerating, the next day I got an order from Louisiana, USA.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And my first sales of shea butter was from Louisiana, Guinea, Conakry, and Atlanta, Georgia.
So you started outside Nigeria?
Exactly.
Oh, that's very interesting. So there's a bigger demand outside of Nigeria?
Yes, there is a bigger demand.
Do you sell it processed or just in its raw form?
Processed.
Processed. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I should know. Ville de Vee. Now, you were about to tell us about the challenges, however. Yeah.
Getting the courier services, because sometimes they don't order for large quantities. So the cost of the delivery would be higher than the cost of the product.
Yeah.
So what I did, or what I do for now, is I see someone going and I say, please help me with this.
Okay.
And they move it.
Okay.
So the last time I bundled everything to one person, or with one person, and they took it and did the delivery from there.
Okay.
So as we grow, we'll
manage all the logistics after.
Yeah, sure.
I can imagine.
Sure.
Now, so you start from the what's called raw material.
Okay.
You go through all the processing onto packaging.
Yes, sir.
How easy is that endeavor?
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's like you're dividing yourself. You have to purchase raw material. You have to process these material. You have to brand it, and then you have to sell it. Do you have a team of people who do this, or do you do it by yourself?
I have people who do it for me at Mina.
Okay.
So they send it.
The process.
Processed.
Oh, fantastic. Okay,
yes.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
So if I was to start, like I said, I endeavored from before, what advice would you give to me? I got disheartened somewhere along the line and I just let it go. But what would you tell anybody out there who's looking forward to perhaps endeavoring in this kind of business, from start to finish like you?
Go for it.
How much do they spend? Give us the strategy if possible.
Okay. How much do you spend? I started with a dozen.
1 dozen?
Yes.
Okay.
I started with a dozen. Minus the logistics.
Okay.
And now...
She laughs. I can imagine that it's a whole lot right now. And the demand is also
the demand
pretty much.
Yes. And there's still a lot of people, funny enough, and females. It's amazing that you even use it as
on
a
my
male.
skin. Yeah.
There are still females that don't understand or don't know the importance or the significance of shea butter. Yeah, there's still, so I still have to break into that market of people that on the other side.
So who do you find your market is? The biggest proportion of your market would be what kind of people? Is it local people or people outside of Nigeria? Is it male or is it female? What age?
People outside of Nigeria.
Mostly?
Yeah, mostly. I must be sincere. People outside of Nigeria. What age? 30 to 40.
Okay.
Yeah. Couples, married people.
Okay.
They are whites, but it's like they have an experience of shea butter.
So why is it more popular outside the country? Why aren't we embracing it? Because I know it's a cultural thing. In Yoruba land, you can't live without ori. Ori solves everything. It's like a panacea of sorts when it comes to anything that has to do with your skin.
You know what? We don't value what we have.
Because we think it's local.
That is the word. We don't value what we have. They value it. And from research, Nigeria exports 500,000 metric tons of ori every year, which is not even enough. It's not enough for the demand over there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have that in mind.
So if I was to simply say, okay, all I want to do is export as raw material, would I still make a living? Can I still make a living from doing just that, transporting or exporting raw shea butter?
Sure you can.
Okay.
Sure you can. Well, we need to be realistic with the current situation in our country. Doing that alone for a starter may not be easy. Okay. Except you have all the finances, you have the funds, you have the contacts, and you know that everything. But business is about risks.
Yeah.
So even if you have all the funds, you are sure that you're going to do somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of one-man, one business. No.
I believe in partnering. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's your biggest disappointment since you started? It's only been, what, 2 years, but I'm sure that somewhere in there...
Not even up to 2 years.
But you are standing alone with it, and that's very impressive. What's the biggest challenge or disappointment that you have faced in this business? There's been none?
No.
My golly, we need to invest in this business then.
Because I have capable hands.
Okay.
Once I request, it comes. I've not had any major... The only challenge I had, which I didn't see as a challenge, was someone telling me I won't sell.
Okay.
I'm like, why won't I sell?
When you say capable hands, that means you have a network of people who are in this business as well, who you can demand from, they provide, you can ask to do the packaging, they do so. How can I break into this network of people then? Is it like, are they on WhatsApp? That kind of thing. How did you meet these people?
Oh, I got them through someone else.
Aha.
Another of my suppliers, the black soap.
That's a network.
Yes, that's a network. Another of my suppliers, the person that does the
black soap.
Yes.
So this black soap now, what is it made out of? It's just so dark.
You won't believe that the base of black soap is shea butter.
Really? Why is it dark? What makes it black?
What makes it black? The natural components.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So that one, it took a little bit of getting used to.
Okay.
Because every culture has their own variant of black soup. Sometimes it comes out brown. I come from the Niger Delta, and it's often brown.
Okay.
And it's not a bar. It's in paste form.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So it's very big in these local environments. Now, how are you able to sell it to the bourgeois market?
Yeah. The last person I sold to said, I don't know if my kids will like it. I don't know if my kids will...
They don't like it.
Yeah, I don't, because of the color. How are they going to use it? And I said to her, okay, you could put a spoon in it to scoop.
Okay.
Instead of dipping your sponge in it.
Okay.
You could put a spoon, and then you just introduce it to them gradually.
There's packaging.
Yes, it's packaged, and it's scented.
Okay.
So you'd love the smell.